But I was kind of shook because I had never been bullied ever in my life before.
Being like, maybe we should bring out two teachers.
Like,
no. Welcome. You're listening to Nuditea, a podcast where we get naked with our feelings while drinking tea. I'm Kimberly.
And I'm Wendy, and on this podcast we talk about food, travel, adult things, our feelings. This is Childhood Memories round 5. I was about to say 4, but we just did 4.
Just did that, yeah.
This is number 5. So first, teas. I am again drinking Jasmine Peony by David's Tea. It's the same deal.
And I'm drinking an iced tea that Wendy had kind of prepared.
Yeah, it's just like the red rose, orange pico with brown sugar.
Mm-hmm. It's good. She did a good job. A little sweeter than I would expect you to make it, but...
It was an accident.
The
Is
that
brown,
why you're trying to pawn it off on me? You're like,
the
it's
brown sugar came in very large clumps, and when I was pouring it, it was just like...
So you didn't even do a spoon, you just, like, shook it?
Yeah.
This is why. You have no, like, what is it? Control? Like, what's the...
I don't know what word you're thinking about right now.
Quality control.
I don't need quality control. This was fine for me.
Is it, though?
I actually quite enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Surprising.
Yeah, so childhood memories, who's going first?
I think you went first last time, so I can go first.
Okay.
Yours can be more fun than mine. Because usually, I don't know, I have, like, sibling stories. This one's more of a school story where, like, from a teacher. And I'm, like... So keep in mind, I'm a very well-behaved child. I also, though, have, like, siblings who have come before me. And so people get this, like, impression of who I'm kind of supposed to be because my 4 older siblings are they're well-behaved. And I'm also very well-behaved.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a French teacher that I had in, I think it was grade 5, maybe 4.
Oh, this is the teacher story. Okay, I see where we're headed now.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah, so I think maybe I'm kind of an introverted kid, but, like, I also have my bouts of being extroverted and, you know, I like to be humorous. I wasn't a class clown, but I think at some point I very much picked up a dry, sarcastic sense of humor. And I was just in a normal French class, and I think we were talking about a celebration that was coming up or a birthday, and our teacher was wondering, like, what should we do for it? And she was kind of, like, asking us to pitch ideas, doing her work for her. I'm just kidding. This, like, teacher she's a very nice teacher, but I guess I was being extra silly, and so I was kind of saying crazy things, or I was all like, oh, we could do this, and then we could have someone jump out of a cake. Like, but
You asked for it.
And I come from a family where the siblings, we just kind of, like, try to one-up each other, and we get to the most ridiculous, like, visuals, and be like, we just push it so far until, like, we've just gone too far, where it's
I've
not
seen
funny
it happen.
anymore. You've
It's
seen it happen.
nonsensical. I just kind of, like, back away slowly and let you guys figure it out.
So this wasn't new, but I guess I didn't have my siblings there, like, feeding off of it, but the class was having a chuckle here and there. So we move on with the lesson, and I'm feeling, good because I got the attention. No, I just, like, I don't know, I guess I didn't
You got
realize...
some laughs out of people,
Yeah.
Like, that just feels good.
So-
Validated.
I'm leaving. She actually asked me to, like, stay behind.
Oh, that's never good.
Okay.
That doesn't feel good.
And she just kind of is sitting there, and I'm, standing, and she's like, Kim, I just want to, I don't think you're really being yourself, or you're trying to be someone that you're not.
Oh, boy.
And I remember being all like, I felt like I was being myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was a really...
And that is you.
That
That's
is
the
me,
point.
but apparently I hadn't been that way probably in her class.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because, I'm in a classroom setting. We're not really supposed to be like, you gave us the freedom to pitch craziness.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, my ideas weren't realistic, and I knew that. And so I just remember, like, feeling, like, super, like, shitty. And I felt like you're questioning...
It was kind of a personal attack.
It
yes.
was. And, like, maybe she's, like, trying to, like, get to... I guess teachers always have to be aware of, like, are they going through something on, like, the family side of it?
Mm-hmm.
That was not happening. Like, my parents have been together forever, and there's loving parents, all that stuff. And so maybe she was trying to figure out if there was, like, I was acting out against something.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, I wasn't that crazy. Like, my ideas were not that crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And so she just kind of, like, talked to me, and, like, I kind of left feeling, I was crying. Like, I was probably definitely getting teary-eyed when she was saying it, but once I left the portable, because, portables.
Oh, portable classes.
Yeah, French class in the portable. I was definitely crying. I just felt, like, so, like, sad, because I was all like, but that is me, and so she was, like, doubting me, and so that's my story. It's just, like, a teacher who was probably...
Did you say anything to her?
No, I didn't know how to, like...
It's true.
Really
How old?
say.
What grade was this?
This is grade 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
Probably 5, because
so
she was, like,
like
the only
12,
French
13.
teacher, so this could have been, like, if it was grade 5, she's had me for a year and a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So... I don't know. I was a very well-behaved child, and I was also well-behaved in the sense that I didn't do this out of randomness. She did ask for ideas, maybe not crazy ideas, but yeah, so I don't know. It was just, like, discouraging as a kid, who's probably, you're trying to figure out who you are, and you're like, oh, so that teacher says that's not me, but is she
That's
thinking...
how you should have clapped back. You should have been like, I'm 12. Am I supposed to know exactly who I am at this point? Am I set in my ways already? You're not giving me the opportunity to grow.
But in that moment, like, because I get super emotional when other kids are getting yelled at by a teacher. Like, it happened in grade 7. The teacher, who I actually love this math teacher, and he was my basketball coach. So he, like, was yelling at this kid in the hallway, and I was, like, almost crying for the kid. I just get very emotional when people are getting, like, attacked in a way, especially by an authority figure. And so this was just, like, how would I, speak up to that? I don't have enough confidence in that, and, like, it felt like, oh, I did something wrong, which I don't really think I did anything wrong. And so...
It was probably just a little bit of a power trip issue where, like, she felt like things were getting out of her control, like the class was getting a little too riled up for her liking. Maybe because of your crazy ideas, she wasn't, like, getting the ideas that she wanted out of it,
Very possible, and I'm not supposed to be the child she has to worry about in that, like, because there's, other kids who probably identified themselves as the problem or, like, the class disruptors, and so, not from a Wadham child, like, that shouldn't happen, and so I think it's just, like, she's like, I don't want another one, like, so I do think, like, when I look back on it, I don't think she was trying to be super discouraging. I think she was probably, checking in
more
on
out
me.
of concern, probably.
But maybe how she worded it, and it felt like an attack on who I was, and then maybe thinking, like, oh, I guess that shouldn't be me. But it's like, my siblings and I do this crazy stuff, like, all the time.
To this day.
To this day, and I'm 28, so...
Did you ever tell your mom about this?
I think I might have. I have to check back in with her. And it wasn't, like, recently I told her about it. I probably told her about it even maybe that night. I can't remember, honestly. After I'd left that portable, I just blacked out for the rest of the day. So, I don't know. Yeah, that was just, like, a thing I struggled with because I was asked to stay behind class. Which never happens.
For our goody two-shoe selves, never happens.
So.
I was such a teacher's pet. Never had that happen. Had that happen a couple times during, like, work environments, and oh man, pooped my pants.
I will say I do appreciate that even though, like, having to stay after class makes it feel like it's a punishment, I'm glad she didn't do it when it was happening.
Oh yeah,
I do respect that bit of it because I probably would have felt super embarrassed and I probably would have cried, and that would have also added to the embarrassment. Yeah. So her doing that, like, trying to make it a safe space was really good of her. I just think in the end, when you're 12, and it wasn't doing anything that was, like, considered, I think, toxic behavior that was leading down a really dangerous path. So, like, I guess it's hard to be a teacher. When do you step in? When do you not? How do you check in with kids without maybe attacking their self-expression? So, that's my story. Kim getting fucking over-emotional when she's 12, which just...
Were we all?
I have been emotional my whole life. So.
I definitely was.
Yeah. So, Wendy, ever been a bully?
Ever been a bully? I don't think so.
Have you ever clapped back at a bully?
Oh, for sure. Let's delve into that. So, my childhood memory is from, I believe this is, like, 7th grade elementary school, back in the good old Hanover days. I lived on this street that also, it was just like your normal average middle class family neighborhood, suburb area, and I used to always walk to school and back from school with one of my friends who lived, like, across my backyard through a park. So it was just, like, always a lovely time. For some reason, this girl who was 1 year older than us, who also lived on my street, just, like, maybe 10-ish houses down, started to really target us. for no reason. Like, we had never interacted with her before. We didn't know her as a person at all, or anyone around her. I'm pretty sure she had like a sibling, but her sibling was like younger than us, so we also had zero interactions. I think it was purely because she also walked to school the same way that we did and would sometimes see us, the two of us, my friend and I. We would always like be walking the same path. And I don't know, she just started like being super bitchy to us randomly one day, and just like started to follow us when we were walking to and back from school, and taunting us and like just saying mean things. I can't remember the things that she said, but like you can imagine it's just like, you know, the most basic elementary school bully bullshit. Like,
four-eyes nerds.
Probably. Oh, I had glasses and braces at that point.
So definitely that. Yeah.
So probably. And I was Chinese and she was white. So like just add it to the fire.
True.
So it got to the point where this had been happening for maybe, I don't know, like a few days. It didn't go on for a super long time, but I was kind of shook because I had never been bullied ever in my life before. And since that point, like I've been very fortunate to have very little experience with bullying in general. I'm sorry if I ever bullied anyone. My bad. Don't remember it, but my bad if I did. But that was the first experience that I had with like actual people like seeking you out to be mean to you.
Yeah.
Because like we've all had moments where like people will say something mean to you and then just like it doesn't really do anything because it's just like a random act of non-kindness. But this person, it was consistent. She was persistent with her bullying. So got to the point where she would wait for us to come out of the school so that she could purposely taunt us all the way back home. And I was not putting up with that BS. I was like so fed up with it.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't understand what is going on. I'm not one to like take this BS. I know what bullying looks like and this is it. So there was one day where I was talking to my friend who I walked to school with, and I was like, this is what we're gonna do. During recess today, we are gonna fill up our pockets with all the pebbles and rocks that we can find. And then after school, when she's waiting for us, when we go out and we see her face, we're gonna just throw them at her. We're gonna just throw them all at her. And she was always with like another guy, but he was never really doing anything. He was just like there. I literally don't even remember who he was.
Right.
Because I don't think he was her brother. I'm pretty sure maybe he was like, they were maybe dating or something. I don't know what their deal was. But it was her, she instigated this whole thing. So.
Sorry, this was your plan? You were saying to your friend, like, this is what we're going to do? Or was this your friend's plan? Okay.
No. I'm still quite violent. If given the opportunity. So we filled up our pockets with all these rocks, and my friend was a sweet Jehovah's Witness girl. Like, she was not about to go commit acts of sin.
But she was all like, yeah, I'm in it with you. I'll fill my pockets with rocks.
But I remember her being quite iffy about it, and honestly, I can't remember if she also threw the rocks or not, or if it was just me. I can't remember, but I definitely told her, I was like, we're doing this.
Pick them up and drop them. Be like, yeah, you heard that. I was in on this. Yeah.
So I did the thing. I filled my pockets up with rocks. We purposely like kind of left later than we normally would coming out of the school to like, fingers crossed she won't be waiting outside today. But she was. And so we just walked out. I saw her, and then she started like immediately started taunting us, and I just took out all my rocks and I threw them all at her face. And then I grabbed my friend and started just booking it back home. And we didn't book it fast enough because she, like, I have no idea, like, what her expression was because I didn't wait to look.
Yeah.
But I think she just, like, picked up one of the rocks that I threw at her. And she also lobbed it at us. And it just, like, that one pebble, I remember just bouncing off the very top of my crown. Just boop. And then nothing else after that. And then we just like kept running home. And she never bothered us after that point.
Standing
I scared
up to your
her.
bullies,
I scared this bitch away. She didn't want to come for this shit anymore.
Yeah. I'm glad she didn't like retaliate in a really, really bad way.
Yeah.
Like, that's the fear, right? So like, yeah, stand up to your bullies, But in your situation, it did end, which thank goodness.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that at the time. I was just like, this is dumb.
Mm-hmm. So I'm proud of you for, like, yeah, even though it was in a very violent manner, but, like,
I didn't
it
come
did,
here to
it
play
did,
games.
it did the trick. But yeah, in another situation, it might, like, make the bully mad and, like, worse. But
Yeah.
at any point, would you have, like, brought it up to a teacher? Or was that
probably.
never, like, was
I don't know.
was your
I
friend
never told...
being like, maybe we should bring it up to a teacher? But you're like,
I have no clue what
these
my
rocks
friend
are
was...
free. We're gonna let them do the
They're
speaking.
conflict free. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I ever told my parents about this. I'm pretty sure my friend never told her parents that I was like such a violent child because they probably would have asked her to stop hanging out with me. I don't think her parents liked me very much in general.
And this would just tip them over the edge.
Probably. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if it kept going because I was such a teacher's pet and that girl... I knew her grades weren't all that good, so the teachers probably would have been on my side for this.
Do you think bullying was dealt with pretty well in your school, or do you think you would have told your teacher and then they would have been like, don't do this, and then there wouldn't have been any follow-up from them in order to protect you from maybe further bullying? Like, well,
I honestly have no clue. The thing is, I was in French immersion at that point, and French immersion kids just get special treatment all the time.
2 languages, extra smart. This girl has 3. The belle of the ball.
I'm on the top of the school teacher's pet hierarchy. How even dare you come for me?
Yeah.
You don't even know. Rocks, the least of it.
So jealousy, do you think she was after?
No, she wasn't even in my grade.
But everyone whispered your name.
But like,
There's that
how?
trilingual Asian chick.
Like, that makes no sense. I don't think anyone outside of our immediate classroom knew who I was. So it just like... It made no sense from beginning to end, like, why this girl decided to pick a fight with us. I think it was literally, she was just bored, maybe going through some shit in her own life, probably puberty.
Maybe she had a French teacher telling her, you're not who I think you're supposed to be.
Oh my god, maybe the French teacher's just really screwing it up for everyone. That's how you create bullies.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you were just so A-level status, but, like, you weren't aware of it. Like, everyone knew your name. I'm just kidding. I doubt it was that. It was probably, like, yeah, stuff was probably happening.
Yeah, I was so awkward at that point, too. Like, I remember her being one of the popular kids.
Well, that's how she was like, maintaining.
Super pretty, and, like, you know, she had all the fashion going. Mm-hmm. I was literally, like... period staining all my pants at that point with braces and glasses. Like, I don't know what, seriously, you're gonna do this? The hot popular girl is gonna come for the Asian chick with the...
You're such an easy target.
Why is this like, too many movies do this already. Please stop.
She was watching too many movies. She's all like, oh, who do I pick on in order to get, like, maybe some anger or some deep-seated feeling. Like, she was trying to maintain her A-level status, and she's all like, this trilingual Asian, she's going to shoot right to the top. And
maybe in a few years after puberty, if she turns hot, then it's over for me. I gotta step on her while I can.
Well, I mean, you became the belle of the ball in your high school when you transferred because you were the new girl and you weren't part of the clique and everyone wanted you.
No braces
so this is
and
foreshadowing.
Contacts. Really does help a lot in high school.
Took your hair in a ponytail? Is that what you did?
Ooh, I did. Started watching YouTube booty videos. The booty gurus. They really helped me out.
Yeah. In all seriousness, bullying is terrible.
And also, you know, don't throw rocks at people. Yeah. I'm not condoning
that might have not been the best.
That was not the solution. It did work for me.
Literally arming your bully with rocks to then throw at you. Maybe not the message you...
I just didn't think that hard about it, okay? I didn't think about the repercussions. I didn't think about, like, what if one of those rocks, like, cut her eye or something? Like, that could have been a very real possibility.
Oh my goodness, so true. You would
Don't do
felt
that.
So guilty.
Don't do that, kids. I just have always had quite violent tendencies, and I've been fortunate that no one has, like, promoted that side of my personality.
Yes, I've never seen this violence. I don't think.
I'm kind of hardcore, and people can't tell because of my sweet Asian glasses exterior.
Wendy was like, I need to hide my violence. Took out the contacts, put the glasses back on.
Yeah, it's a good thing I never got bullied more, because who knows what I could have become. This is what I'm saying. Like, I've always thought that I had the potential to become, like, a really bad kid. Maybe even a serial killer. Who knows? Who knows?
I think you would kind of know if you were going to become a serial killer.
I mean, I always thought about it.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not outside the realm of possibility with my rock throwing past.
I think it still is, but yeah.
Okay, well, that was another quick and easy childhood memories. Sorry if that was...
The shit got dark.
It
like, kind of started out sad, and then, like, we kind of joked about it, and then, woo! Really dropped off there.
Yeah. Again, please don't throw rocks at your enemies. That's just not cool.
Yes. Bullying's not good. Figuring out how to confront those issues. Therapy's always good. Bullies, if you're feeling like you don't have somewhere to talk to, there's guidance counselors.
Yeah. And
There's
I feel like at that point,
ways.
mental health was, like, for especially
for
young
sure.
kids, it was not a thing at all.
Not at all. Back in grade 7, 8, who knew about that?
Yeah. And people just kind of, like, expected there to be some hierarchies.
This
in
is what
school.
happens with children, you know? They have to get out their frustrations on each other.
Yeah. I'm really curious as to what my friend thought in the moment. I literally cannot remember if she threw rocks or not.
She might not have even been there. Maybe Wendy imagined this friend. That's how crazy she's become.
Again, you know, these tendencies.
Am I even real? I don't know.
I've just been talking to myself for the past, like, 30-something episodes.
You throw your voice, and then you actually just, like, put out, like, you paste me into your videos. You're a really good editor and animator, if that's the case.
Oof, that'd be terrifying. I'd be very concerned for myself. Okay, this is just going off the deep end now. We need to stop.
Like,
we need to stop.
This is what I do. This is what the teacher
She
was
just
talking
keeps
about.
escalating.
I just keep escalating.
Are
Okay.
you being yourself right now?
No. I've been hiding behind a mask, because I, too, also could have been a serial killer. No, but
We need
not.
to stop.
Not
We need to
actually.
stop.
Okay, thank you for listening to this episode of Nuditea. Amazing if you got this far, truly. If you want to listen to past childhood memories, they're a lot happier than these ones, I think, for the most part. You can find us anywhere you listen to your podcast, and you can also find the video podcast on YouTube, and find us on Instagram at Nudity Podcast. Cool. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye.
I said thank you for listening twice. I just really, really
Just
wanted to thank
really
people.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.